Media companies, corporate executives, a lot of them, by the droves, dropping out of this upcoming economic conference in Saudi Arabia. This after the missing columnist fallout. Yet those companies, for the most part, still doing business with the Saudis. Full disclosure, Fox Business Network is a sponsor of the conference, and our participation right now is under review. Here to discuss the latest edition of what I'm calling corporate virtue signaling. Brian Belski, BMO Capital Markets Chief Investment Strategist. David Nelson, Belpointe Chief Strategist. Brian, let me start with you. You know, Larry Fink, Steve Schwartzman, all of these are the masters of the universe kind of guys, and they came out immediately and said we're not going to go there, and they were lauded as filling a vacuum of leadership that you didn't get from the White House. But the fact of the matter is they're all still going to do business there. So what does it matter?
Flavor of the day, right? Flavor of the day, reactionary. I'm not going to do this today, but, you know, it's one of these don't let one bad apple ruin what's happening longer term. And there's not to say that there's been issues there for decades. We all know that, right? But I think it's just another opportunity to politicize what they really think. And what they really think, in their opinion, is there is no leadership in Washington, in their view. So it's just another way for them to jump on that train.
David?
You know, to add to his point, you know, it's the politically correct thing to do right now. But like you said, the business is going to go on. I think Google's a perfect example. Google's Diane Green, who heads up their cloud services, she pulled out of the conference, but no mention of the recently inked deal in Saudi Arabia to add, you know, cloud services there. So I think, you know, if you look around this is obviously there's a murder, certainly an assassination, and obviously a very large cover-up, and a problem for the administration in the sense that Saudi Arabia is clearly very important to our strategic assets in the Middle East.
The whole thing is, though, is like, you know, they've been taking heat from the mainstream media because so far I think Steven Mnuchin is still scheduled to go. And so is the IMF, and so are a lot of other large entities. But my whole point, and I think you hit on it, Brian, is that this is a way to thumb your, you know, the sort of poke at the White House, but corporate decision-making and country decision-making are two different things. The idea that we would leap at conclusions as a nation, I thought we learned that lesson during the Supreme Court battle.
No, we're not going to. If you have a certain way of thinking, the lesson is not ever going to be learned, right? And I guess at the end of the day, it's just another way for that side of thinking to put their view out. Now, this is today. I mean, what tomorrow if we get some sort of a news item that we have some sort of a closure on this? Are we going to recant some of this? No, they're not going to recant.
No,
and the reason why they're not going to recant, and that's why they haven't pulled their business out, because they're not in a position to recant.
You know, I haven't seen one business actually, you know, one company change their business plans in Saudi Arabia on the heels of this. Jamie Dimon is pulling out of the conference. I haven't heard any plans for J.P. Morgan to cut down their business assets in Saudi Arabia. So,
well, what do you make of this? Because you brought up Google. Apparently at this Wired 25 conference, their CEO is saying that they're still moving along with this app, this search app, that's a censorship app in China, which ruffles a lot of feathers in of itself. But on the heels of saying they don't want any part of the Department of Defense, they don't want to help America with our security, but they're okay helping Chinese government censor and spy on their own citizens.
They completely caved on this. They capitulated on their own 2011 or 2010 metric. They didn't want to go there because of the censorship. It's pretty clear that where their loyalties lie, and it's not here in this country. They've refused to work with the Department of Defense. They pulled out of the Project Maven earlier regarding artificial intelligence and our defense industry. It's appalling, and I frankly think that Google, given what they do and how they touch our lives, possibly the most dangerous company on the planet.
Brian, let me ask you about the markets. You know, I thought we had a pretty good rally going yesterday. I was impressed because we climbed off the canvas 3 or 4 times. Each time we made a higher high. We did close lower, but you could see there were some buyers emerging. Could this now be perhaps that turn, some sort of inflection point as we pick up on earnings? We
think so. And, you know, what happened last week, to me, is pretty textbook, aside from the strong momentum we saw in the selling. But if you take a look at an hourly basis how the market was closing and coming into the close in particular, you saw this rotation, okay? And we were literally in a news vacuum for a couple of weeks. And now, you know, we're big believers that stocks run due to fundamentals, Charles. And earnings remain good. And earnings are going to continue to go up and surprise, we believe. That's the core of our entire strategy. And our big 20 to 25-year bull market call remains very much intact. And so remember, this has been the most hated bull market in the history.
Where are we in that 25 years?
Well, I made the call originally back in 08, and then I reaffirmed the call in 2010, saying we're in a 20 to 25-year bull market. People thought I had 3 heads.
And I can't think out 25 days, not 25 years.
Well, that's your gig, though, right?
But there's one problem here. You know, U.S. assets are very divergent to international assets, and in the end, these countries are our customers.
Yep.
And 40% of S&P 500 revenue is international, offshore. So if our customers aren't doing well, at some point it has to hit the top and bottom line right here.
Here's what I would say, though, but 60% isn't. So what part of the business is actually growing? It's actually the 60% of the business. And we've become so positioned now to think about international markets, we've forgotten about America. In America, we have not built anything, we have not grown anything for nearly 20 years,
That's
and that's where
change.
it's coming.
That's starting to change big time. Gentlemen, thank you both very much. Really enjoyed talking to both of you.